So, hi everyone, welcome back to India Unveiled. This is Rakesh Soni, and today is kind of a very special day for me because I'm starting a new series of it, interview podcast. And today our guest is Devangana Mishra. So, say hi to Devangana as well. And I would like to introduce Devangana. So, Devangana is a writer, artist, and educator. और वो ब्रेन ब्रिसल फाउंडेशन चलाती हैं. ब्रेन ब्रिसल हाईली सेलेक्टिव सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस के थ्रू साइकोलॉजी टीचिंग एंड काउंसलिंग ग्रेजुएट्स को ट्रेन कर लो इनकम स्कूल्स में ऑटिज्म से डायग्नोस्ड स्टूडेंट्स के साथ एजुकेशन एंड इंक्लूजन का काम करता है. इनकी एकेडमिक जर्नी उन्हें ले गई टीचर्स कॉलेज कोलंबिया यूनिवर्सिटी तक, जहां उन्हें एकेडमिक एक्सेलेंस के लिए एलिस टोरेंट स्कॉलरशिप से सम्मानित किया गया. वहां पर ये आउटकम्स एंड अपॉर्चुनिटीज डिपार्टमेंट में फेलो भी रही हैं और यूनिवर्सिटी के रिनाउंड रीडिंग एंड राइटिंग प्रोग्राम को रन करने में भी काफी मदद करा है. देवांगना इज ऑल्सो प्रोफेशनली एक्सपीरियंस्ड और इनका एक्सपीरियंस पूरी दुनिया तक फैला हुआ है. न्यूयॉर्क सिटी, इंडोनेशिया, हांगकांग एंड ऑब्वियसली इंडिया एज वेल, जहां इन्होंने कुछ बड़े ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस और स्कूल्स के साथ काम किया है और इसी सफर ने उन्हें एक थॉटफुल राइटर, एजुकेटर एंड पोएट के रूप में शेप किया है. ऑल्सो देवांगना वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम एनुअल मीटिंग 2020 में भी रिप्रेजेंटेटिव रही है. एक राइटर के रूप में उनकी पोएटिक वॉइस काफी लोगों तक पहुंच चुकी है. उनका वर्स नोवेल 26, कमला नेहरू रिज, सिविल लाइंस, दिल्ली प्री इंडिपेंडेंस इंडिया को एक न्यूएंस और इमोशनल नजरिए से देखता है. इससे पहले उन्होंने पोएट्री का एक खूबसूरत कलेक्शन डेजियर टू फ्लोरिडो भी पब्लिश किया था. कंग्रेचुलेशन ऑन दैट देवांगना. एंड अपार्ट फ्रॉम बुक्स, देवांगनाज राइटिंग वर्कशॉप्स और क्रिएटिव गैदरिंग भी होस्ट करती है, जहां यंग और एडल्ट्स दोनों एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं कि पोएट्री, राइटिंग और आर्ट किस तरह सेल्फ एक्सप्रेशन और हीलिंग का पावरफुल मीडियम बन सकता है. सो आज के एपिसोड में हम बात करेंगे क्रिएटिविटी, एजुकेशन, पोएट्री और एक्सप्रेशन की पावर के बारे में. सो आई वेलकम यू हियर देवांगना.
What better person to do this with, Rakesh, than you? Because you're an actor, you're a podcaster, you're a voiceover artist. तो आपके साथ बात करने में मेरे को बहुत मजे आएंगे. Thank you for such a beautiful introduction. I am so happy to be a part of this chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me too to have you here. So yeah, how have you been? How's it going? How's your life?
It's been busy, really busy because I'm always wearing multiple hats. Now I've kind of got used to it, but time laga to like get used to constantly like shifting gears from like making lesson plans to training plans to like talking to my literary agent to organizing a poetry workshop to working with an autistic child and helping with some behavior intervention. So it's been a lot of like different hats that I currently wear, and it's like grown more and more with the years. So Mondays are like my volcano eruption days.
Everything just comes up.
Yeah,
It's
everything.
starting off the week, yes.
Yeah. It's wild.
Right.
Hmm.
It's very good to have someone who has like a lot of things like exploring, doing, and just like conquering the world with that. So it's a pleasure to have you. Actually, a real pleasure to have you on this podcast. And actually, India Unveiled also deals with the history, conspiracy theories, and facts about India. And you being the guest who knows the best about India, what can be better than this? So I want to open this with your journey.
So Rakesh, I'm going to interrupt and tell you something super cool, a cool fact that मैं जब मेरी upcoming book में आई बॉम्बे के लिए research करी. So I've only been in Bombay now for like just about 6.5, 7 years. So I've been in like I moved to India to be in Mumbai. So when I was researching and studying for my upcoming book, Me I
Yeah.
Bombay, which is set in 80s of Bombay, I found your podcast on Spotify. So I've
Okay.
listened to lots of it. So when my manager Samriddhi was like, Rakesh who runs India Unveiled is going to be chatting, I was like, oh, of course I know this podcast. So I've studied from it. So it was really good.
Thank you so much. It means a lot that this was a motto of that
Yeah.
whole project of mine, that yes,
Awesome.
kahin to kuch to kaam aa jayega. Because history is always considered boring in textbooks
No,
and
no,
everything.
no.
So
That's awesome.
I just wanted to make it so good. And with the book, yes, May I Bombay, that I feel will be a very good way of learning history about the Bombay.
I hope so.
And you are like Mumbaikar only, so who knows better Bombay than you? Yes.
अब हो गई. Yeah.
Yes. So as your journey goes, वो एक बहुत strong contrast है actually.
हाँ.
दावोस जैसे ग्लोबल पॉलिसी स्पेसेस और इंडिया के लो इनकम क्लासरूम्स भी। मुझे जनरली ये समझना है कि आपको ज्यादा शेप किसने किया, लाइक इफ यू से अबाउट द ग्लोबल एक्सपोजर या फिर ग्राउंड लेवल पे काम करने से, आपको क्या लगता है कि आपको ज्यादा एक्सपोजर कहाँ पे मिला और सीखने कहाँ से मिला?
See, I almost think about it, Rakesh, in the sense that till your feet aren't on the ground, you can't walk. है ना? So it's almost like till the time I don't like get my hands into, which is sometimes like too much, but till that I won't get my hands into like what's happening in one classroom with every student, with every report, I I can't like think clearly until the time I don't see the big picture of how our country works, how policies work, how systems work. I can't like work at the ground because you're taking your children, especially like children on the autism spectrum, you're trying to like fight with the world and make the best ways possible for them. If anyone says that this child can't do it, I'm like, no. Like we can make things possible. Maybe he can't do this, but he can do something else. Maybe he can't become a math genius or like become the next story of Raid Man or the Good Doctor, but like he might become like an artist or a singer or something else. So always making way for these children on the one end, but on the other end you also have to understand educational policy, global policy, healthcare, finance, education, to be able to marry the two. So it's really important, I think, as educators, as artists, as even like as actors, I think, to stay really grounded in the core of your work while also
True,
understanding how the big picture works.
true. Having like standing in between and knowing everything is the key to strive more and more, how you can grow more and more.
Yeah.
So even I feel I totally connect with this as well.
Yeah.
That if you don't know how a laptop works, you'll never know how the network works.
Cool.
You'll never know how internet works. So
Correct.
it's just the base is being on the ground
Yeah.
and knowing everything and kind of getting exposed to everything so that you can work better, you can help better.
Yeah.
And for you, it is a necessary tool as well to see things in a broader way, to
Yeah.
see things in a global manner, so that the help you give to people that can be enhanced and enhanced more.
Yeah.
Also, if I may ask, आपको सबसे ज्यादा टेक्सचर किसने दिया? Like, if we say about art, creativity, so what gave you most of the motivation? Your home, your city, your language? What made you a true writer kind of thing?
So I think, my belief is people are born artists or people are born writers, right? And then your journey keeps getting shaped by your environment, by the things around you, by situations, by cities, by cultures. So I think like when I was really young, I was just like, I was like 3 or 4, and I used to be like reading and writing and making things. So like everyone knew, even when I was that young, that I will blossom into a writer. But it was like, I was really bored as a little girl. I was growing up in Goa, there in India. My dad was traveling. So my inspiration then was like imagining and like writing stories of this and that. And then through life, different situations build different passions, different voices in you, different causes you want to fight for. And I think then that drives your writing forward. So I think that's basically been a little bit of my journey across countries. Sometimes a culture, a city, a situation, a fight in a school about like somebody, some justice, whatever
True.
else, right? So I think like my journey has been shaped, and my passion and my voice has got stronger because of the different situations I put myself in.
Very nice. So the amalgamation of everything like shaped
Yeah.
you become a writer, yes.
Yeah.
And I personally feel like writers are the base of every art. To be very honest, if we say a film,
Correct.
a film is being written first, then directed, then the actor acts on that, and the music, everything. If we take a song, the
Yeah.
song is being written, then composed, then sung like that.
Yeah.
So being a writer is the plinth of everything, I feel.
It
And
is. It really is.
without that, nothing can be learned, nothing can be processed. So
Totally.
huge respect for writers actually.
And huge respect for actors, because even in my work as a writer, even when I'm writing like some official documents, I'm telling like writing a team manifesto of how we're going to be like executing a certain lesson, or like I'm even writing fiction, I can write, but like my actors have to act a certain way. My team has to act a certain way with what has been written, right? So I think like that's how teamwork. Like it's like almost like a football field, right? Like
Yes, it's
every
true.
cricket, like last time cricket was happening. Everyone has to. You need a Bumrah, but you also need a Samson. You need everything
Yes, yes, yes.
for the game to be won.
That's a total teamwork. Creating everything in a good scale is a teamwork. Yes,
Totally,
everyone has to work so hard and
totally,
with passion as well, so that it becomes good.
totally.
Okay, so we move to the next thing. Uh, आपने नॉवेल को वर्स फॉर्म में लिखा है।
Yeah.
ये एक बहुत ही कॉन्शियस लिटरली डिसीजन होता है एक्चुअली फॉर अ नॉवेल टू बी ऑन वर्सेस। सो क्या प्रोज इंडिया को कैप्चर नहीं कर पाता या फिर मेमोरी नेचुरली पोएट्री में अच्छे से कन्वे होती है? व्हाट डू यू फील एंड व्हाट वाज द रीजन बिहाइंड इट?
So it was my first independent work of writing. As pehle I'd written lots for organization. Matlab, like I felt like I've done like 20 years of just like labor for organizations writing. Right from the time I was 18 or 19, I used to write for universities, big organizations, school plays, school curriculum, musicals, everything. So this was like my first thing coming out, not under an organization's name, but under Devangana's name.
ओके,
And somehow like when I think like I like a certain rhythm to words, I like a certain flow and structure to words. So that's why like my first novel was a verse novel, because like that just felt like the most natural form of literacy. And you know what's super interesting, Rakesh, is that the first form of literacy actually was poetry. So
यस।
like you know, even like when you think of bhajans or like mantras or anything, it was all poetry.
इवन
So
इफ यू गो टू सीक्रेट बुक्स एज वेल, दैट इज पोएट्री ओनली।
Upanishads, everything.
Upanishads, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I think like that just came naturally. But my next one is more of like a novel fiction with proper like sentences. But yeah, my first natural instinct felt like poetry was.
Very nice. This made me think of a fact that uh, in our sacred text, it's written that moon has 29 wives.
Yeah.
So that is a metaphor. It has 29 phases.
Yeah.
So the phases are considered as wives because the moon is with those phases. Like that is the phase of the moon.
Yeah.
And it's written that yes, moon married to 29 wives and it has 29 different things. So it's how beautiful it is to portray something in poetry that after all, like if we consider history as well,
Yeah.
everything which just vanished away also stays in that poem, and people can just take out anything out of that metaphor. And how beautiful it is that with our mind we can just calculate whatever
Yeah.
is was going on or how it was with our mind as well. So how
What
beautiful it is to
what a
be.
beautiful thought, right? What a good way to collect history poetry is, because it's like an art piece, right? Like people might study it 100 years later and be like, "Aisa hua hoga, wo hua hoga." Archaeologists will study it. It's just
Exactly.
it's
It's
beautiful.
just so fine. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you about memory or history. Okay. आप हिस्ट्री को डेट्स में नहीं, ऑब्जेक्ट्स, लैंड, किचन, रिचुअल्स में लिखते हो। सो ये अप्रोच रिसर्च आया कैसे? आपने उसे एक्सपीरियंस किया या फिर आपने आर्काइव से ली? how you planned it and how you presented it in that way?
You write as you see, as you hear, and like what you see is, you know, a बाल का लगाने वाला और earring, और kitchen में like क्या बन रहा है किसी के घर में, क्या smells आ रही हैं, क्या क्या उनके garden में फूल उग रहे हैं, right? So like and like how the gardens have changed over the last 70 years, the kitchen has changed, the way people are dressed has changed. So somehow like when you capture history, I think dates are important, but these nuances of the colors, the smells, the agarbattis, like the
Thinking of
language,
the story.
all of that is so important, because I think that's how history should be told, because that gives it like a lot of weight and a lot of depth and a lot of like visibility to anybody who reads it. So I wrote it as I saw it. It must have been in 1939. And my next book I'm writing is as I saw, like as I think like Chupke Chupke was written,
Uh,
Satya Pe Satta was written, right? So I'm writing it in that time, and it's just beautiful. It makes it fun to write it as you see a period of time.
very nice, and that's what makes it interesting. मुझे लगता है कि लोग कंसिडर हिस्ट्री को इसलिए बोरिंग कंसिडर करते हैं क्योंकि उसमें डिटेल्स मिसिंग होती हैं।
हाँ.
हाउ कैन समवन reject the thought of a smell of rain going through like एक बड़ा सा ग्राउंड
Yeah,
बारिश हुई
yeah,
वो बारिश की खुशबू आई एंड देन पकोड़े बन गए उसकी खुशबू आई सो हाउ कैन समवन रिफ्रेन फ्रॉम दैट
yeah,
and it's how beautiful it is to mention those small details and make a story out of it that to history
yeah.
that will make it super interesting yes
That's true. Yeah.
so do you agree on the fact that हिस्ट्री आर्काइव्स नहीं बल्कि हिस्ट्री एक्चुअली हमें ढूंढनी है तो पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंसेस और प्रोसेस और हमें घर देखना होगा नॉट द आर्काइव्स एंड नॉट द
Rakesh, I'll tell you actually, like I sometimes my writing is a little like I write like an activist because like I'm fighting for the underdog in certain spaces, right? Or like I'm trying to show the metamorphosis of a woman or something like some or like I'm trying to like make you imagine an autistic child and like how his journey is going to like shape because of certain actions that we take, right? So the best way to when you're writing about like an underdog or like when you're writing about like from an activist lens, the best way to show a story is to make people like really be able to see it, hear it, touch it, feel it. And I think that's my purpose when I write. Like I like you might be a Hindu or a Sikh or an Isai, but I want you to feel the pain that of a Muslim girl who lost her family and lost her home in 1946, right? Or I want you to think about a girl in suburban Bombay who was clueless about like ye hota kya hai? Like what is politics, what is India, what is films, and then how her life changes over the decade of 1980s. I want the reader to grow with the protagonist. I want the reader to mature with the protagonist, and that's why I try to like add as much like visibility and depth to the character so that Rakesh changes as a person 10 chapters later as the protagonist grows.
very nice how good like it just blown my mind actually I was thinking about it
Yeah,
how a story grows and you grow with the story
totally.
I was reading the story of Dara Shikoh.
Yeah,
That's why I found like how he could have been a good king and everything, and how he was kind of betrayed as well.
yeah,
So that made me think of that only, the journey of that कि ट्रैवल करते करते ही आपकी सेना के 5,000 लोग मर जाएं ऐसे टेरेन से जा रहे हो आप एंड यू बिकम द पार्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी
yeah.
that you in that army and you're just moving ahead and that makes it so real and
That's
as you said
that's it.
that detailing makes it so real
That's it.
कि you align with the protagonist and you just move forward with the story.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice. Okay, so let's talk about language and power. आप इंग्लिश में लिखते हो लेकिन आपकी इमोशनल लैंडस्केप डीपली इंडियन है
Mhm.
सो लैंग्वेज इज अ टूल फॉर यू या फिर एक आई कैन से मोड ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन के वो ज़्यादा लोगों तक पहुंच सके बिकॉज अभी अगर देखा जाए तो इफ़ यू सी साउथ इंडियन टेरिटरीज तो वहाँ पे हिंदी ऐसे समझ ज़्यादा नहीं आता लोगों को सो दैट्स व्हाई यू यूज़ इंग्लिश या फिर इंग्लिश में इंडियन मेमोरी को अच्छे से पोर्ट्री किया जा सकता है या डिस्टॉर्ट हो सकता है दैट्स व्हाई यू यूज इट सो व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ यूजिंग इंग्लिश प्रेफरेबली इन योर राइटिंग्स
So English is my first language, right? Like when I was 3 or 4, I used to read English books. Like I was reading Enid Blyton when I was 5, Nancy Drew when I was 6, Heidi when I was 4. So like I grew up in an English speaking home, but like I come from a like traditional Rajasthani family, traditional Rajasthani home. My mother, like till the time I was maybe like 12, 13, my mother used to like cover her head. Like we're fully like English speaking, well educated, everything. But my mother would cover her head in front of my dada dadi. Like our everyday rituals are very Indian. So I think like everything is nuanced with a lot of like soil. You can smell the soil of India in most of my work. But I've grown up like fully English speaking. Like I went to a boarding school where we were reading Shakespeare when I was in eighth, ninth, tenth. So I think like it's a good mixture of the two that I try to like keep alive in my writing.
culture art and language together
Yeah.
and in a good way
And language is so important, I think, as a tool because one word can like add beauty or take away
take
beauty.
the
one
yes true
one word can like feel like I worked really hard on this, or I was just like अरे यार कुछ शब्द नहीं याद आ रहा, कुछ भी गूगल करके डाल दिया, right? So
yes
it's like
even
exactly.
a small punctuation can change the whole,
Exactly.
like, the purpose of the line. So it is a very beautiful thing and a very mindful thing as well,
Yeah,
because that's what binds everything together
totally,
and presents it in a good way.
totally.
Very nice. So, asking about your global education, कोलंबिया में आप लोगों को राइटिंग सिखाते थे, तब आपको रियलाइज हुआ कि वॉइस मिलना एकेडमिक स्किल से ज्यादा साइकोलॉजिकल शिफ्ट है, या यू आर अवेयर अबाउट इट लाइक बिफोर मूविंग टू कोलंबिया?
I always knew. Actually, what's funny is at Columbia, as a part of that reading writing project, which is like a standard thing that Teachers College does. It's called the Reading Writing Project. So I used to help like all of that. But to earn extra, I was a student there, right? So to earn extra money, I also used to teach Sanskrit to the school of religion there. So every Friday, Saturday, I used to charge like maybe $12 for an hour, and I was a group of six boys, and I teach them Sanskrit, and I used to do like all kinds of tutoring work and this and that. But I think like voice and language is how you communicate. And in fact, when our foundation works with autistic kids, we find that the moment a child finds ways to communicate, half his behaviors, half his like autism symptoms fade away because he's found a way to communicate.
Very nice.
Like
Very nice.
language expression, communication, the arts, creativity is like the most important thing I think we can give to
True.
kids.
Language also is just not a medium of like communication. It's a total understanding, actually, how you convey things to anyone. It's not just a communication medium, I feel,
Yeah,
because you can add up to a language and make everything so
totally,
beautiful that
totally,
it can never be forgotten like that. So
totally.
I align with this in this too. So
Yeah,
let's talk about your brain bristle. It's a kind, I can say it's a child of yours which you
my child.
just like, how to explain this? I just don't have words. So you just made it grow, made it like,
Yeah,
just treated it like a child, and then that's not just an education, ये
yeah,
एक dignity है altogether.
yeah, yeah.
So जब एक child जो system में kind of invisible है, as we see autism everywhere,
Hmm.
तो जब पहली बार ये आता है, जब
Hmm.
जब ये इनको visibility मिलती है, तो actually उस moment में होता क्या है, like
Hmm.
how you admit people to
Hmm.
your organization and how you take things your way.
Hmm. So I've been Rakesh in the like actually my writer passion got me to go study autism also. That's what I went to study at Teachers College. I was studying autism. But I think my journey has been like across many countries in the field of autism, curriculum, writing, education, inclusion. But today, what we do is we work with low income schools where we place really smart young graduates to go and like make those children visible, make them a part of classrooms, make them a part of systems. But what's really interesting is imagine like a hand is like this, right? And nobody can imagine. And that's how an autistic kid is sitting in a class, like in a low income classroom, kabhi kabhi. Like he's just sitting and like stimming, shaking, clapping his hands, doing this. But we like normal janta doesn't know that this hand can also be bent, can also be done this, can also be done this. And that's what we do. We're like, what? Like this child can read and he can write and he can sing and he can like go and play outside with his friends and he can eat snacks. So sometimes schools are very surprised that what like all of this is possible for a child on the spectrum of autism. So that's what we do. Like an autistic child is in a school, we just like go make him do all kinds of things. And that's really exciting for the school, for the low income school, for his family, for our team, because every day they're creating little miracle and little magic. It's
Very
just
nice.
God's work. And I've been like I've been doing this in really high income organizations for long, but like coming to India and doing it was just really good with schools.
Nice. Even I feel that the awareness in India for this is kind of very, very low.
It
And you're playing a very major role, because personally, me, I have never heard of an organization who like builds and does so much for autistic people,
Yeah,
and does like from education to creativity and everything.
yeah,
You are like A to Z solution for like how a person is autistic and how it can be solved.
yeah.
You provide like everything, and that's so cool and so caring of you to do that.
But the
Also,
autism can't be solved, but it's just like we kind of like put them on some kind of a direction. We
true.
also hire autistic adults. So we've got two adults on the autism spectrum who are just like great. And when I do a poetry workshop, one of them is like always sings with me. She's so funny and she's so cool. So yeah. So we try to do everything possible. जो मतलब कर सकते हो
जितनी
करो.
ज्यादा visibility मिल पाए,
हाँ,
definitely उतना
हाँ.
अच्छा. Yes. Why to like leave someone at that point? Just we can take them with us too. Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. So what do you feel? Creativity India में एक privilege है या एक basic human need है जो हम deny कर देते हैं?
I think both. It's a good question. I think privilege है, but कभी कभी circumstance से भी इंडिया के लोग बहुत creative हैं. Like in my last team, there was a guy who was always like, India is the most jigadu country in the whole world. And I was like, jigadu, what a good word. But like I think एक तो थोड़ी privilege है, you know, like la di ja. But like also like 90% of India is always like, you know, hustling. And
True.
we are very creative, built right from like from the ground. So
Yes.
I think like circumstantially Indians have grown creative also.
Very nice. And I feel like it's been only like 80 years of independence as of now. Like if we see a rough idea, 80 years of independence is giving so much of it.
Yeah,
And still we are hustling. It's a developing country only.
yeah.
But if we see the parts of India, if we see Bengal, I have researched about it, that in Bengal,
Hmm.
most of the people consider art as a part of their day.
Hmm.
They practice music, they practice handcrafting, they practice like painting.
Yeah,
So there are regions and the culture of that particular region who practice different kind of art,
yeah,
which is very good about India, which what I have noticed that being so diverse
yeah,
country
yeah,
has too many, like several kind of arts going on, like in every house. So
yeah,
it's very beautiful to see that as well. But at the same point, they don't get that platform which people who are globally exposed
yeah.
get. So there is a moment of lack of how to say, lack of exposure or lack of chances, I feel.
Totally.
So that अगर वो possibilities होती तो ये शायद और अच्छे लेवल पे जा सकते थे.
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल.
Yep. So I would like to ask that जो लोग articulate कर पाते हैं
Hmm.
वो visible हो जाते हैं.
Hmm.
So writing एक power का form हो जाता है या फिर एक just it can be treated like a hobby as well. And अगर है तो इंडिया में कौन से लोग ऐसे हैं जो वॉइसलेस भी रहेगा इवन आफ्टर राइटिंग, लाइक इवन आफ्टर यूजिंग द फुल पोटेंशियल दे बिकेम वॉइसलेस, उनकी चीजें आगे नहीं आ पाई.
कितने millions of I'm on like hundreds of writer groups and I know so many writers. My nana used to be the chief secretary of Rajasthan, like which is one of the most powerful position. He used to write his books like just as a hobby. You know, he would write about his dog, he would write about his wife, he would write about the garden, he would write about our dog, our pet dog, whatever, who we'd left to stay. But for your words to reach somebody else is just like a privilege कि अगर like 2000 लोग भी पढ़ ले, right? Like it's very hard for words to reach somebody else. So I think like millions remain voiceless. Millions people's story don't get told. Millions writers never get read, never get the day of light. So it takes a lot of. I just wrote an essay about it. It takes a lot of energy that no writer plans for, or an actor anybody plans for, to take their talent from here to actually give it wings.
Platform, yes.
Yeah.
Also, if I ask you about for the people who are kind of struggling to present their words properly,
Yeah.
how being articulate helps a person in their personal and professional lives?
I think it's basically like clarity of thought. If that can be like you have to be clear on what you're trying to communicate, and when that has been communicated, if you can communicate it well to somebody, that's like a first step toward progress. And I'll tell you something really important, Rakesh. But I think these days, Chat GPT has kind of like taken away our originality and our voice. Because kya hota hai, if you have to do anything, people put it in Chat GPT. But ChatGPT gives from its archives of information what should be said, what should be done, what should be built, right? Or what should
It's
be
not create anything new.
exactly.
Yes.
So what is happening then is that is communicating कि तुम इसको ये बोलो तुम उसको वो करो, whereas my originality might be कि मेरे को ये communicate करना है. So I think like the chat GPT is super helpful in like research and information and formatting and grammar, but we must be clear on what is it that we want to communicate, and then learn how to be able to do it well.
Yes, true. Because आपको information तो जो available है वही मिल रही है. You cannot create something with AI.
Yeah,
You cannot
exactly.
create something new. It just gives you the data, collective data in kind
Exactly.
of an articulated form.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
creating something unique out of it is your
Yeah.
like is has to be someone's
Yeah.
USP to
And the world is always trying to homogenize us, make us all like as similar to each other, because then it becomes easy to group us like in big buckets,
yes.
right? ये Indians है, ये Pakistanis है, ये Muslim है, ये Maharashtrian है, ये Rajasthani है, ये educated है, ये middle class है, right? Like they're always trying to do that, and technology, Chat GPT is a very good way to do that. Whereas
Yes.
our originality, our individual differences will remain when we can keep like originally sharing our
Yes.
perspectives, our thoughts.
Creating and presenting everything out of our creativity, our own creativity.
Exactly.
And even I feel like these tools are helpful. Definitely they're helpful, but
Yeah, yeah.
they are diminishing the ability to think as well.
Got
So if we can say that if I ask you कि अच्छे brands कौन से हैं, मुझे shoes लेना है. So naturally you'll think about it कि हाँ ये सारे brands हैं. But what people do, रुक ना बता रहा हूँ, Google कर लेता हूँ. So
yeah,
that
exactly.
is diminishing our creativity and the process of thinking as well.
Yeah,
And that is kind of a very big thing, I feel, because your power of imagination is getting low and low and low with this tools and ease of access. So this is a boon and a curse at the same time.
yeah.
So we have to be mindful about using it and how we
And
use it.
yeah, what are we using it for? Totally. Yeah.
Yes. So I got a brief of your upcoming book, Mai Bombay,
Hmm.
and in that you treated Bombay as more of a psychological space. So what do you think? एक इंसान या एक ग्रुप ऑफ इंसान सिटी को शेप करता है या एक सिटी इंसान को शेप करता है?
That's a good
What do you
question. I think like the land stays, but just land पे लोग हैं वो shape करते हैं. So the land, the culture is made. वो बहुत सालों से सदियों से चला जा रहा है. But जो इस पे लोग हैं वो वहाँ का culture shape करते हैं. कभी कभी हम चाहते हैं कि वो culture change नहीं हो. So the
Hmm,
लोग on the land refuse to move, and then
hmm.
new people come and they make their way धक्का मुक्की करके. So then the story of the land starts to change, and I think like that's how evolution happens. That's how growth
Growth
happens.
happens, yes.
Totally.
And for a city like Mumbai, I feel
Yeah.
that this is a very business focused city.
Correct.
So being rigid about anything, like regardless of the culture or anything,
Yeah.
being rigid will not allow the business to grow.
Yeah.
I take it that way. And it goes same like the dialogue of KGF that powerful people make places powerful. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that goes the same, yes.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways. City also shapes the person, and person also shapes the city in a very
Totally.
broader way.
Totally.
Also, I would like to ask you that the class of a person, every kind of culturally uh, high, financially high, mobility के साथ जो loneliness आती है,
Hmm.
वो एक intentional theme है या फिर वो eventually grow होता जाता है, being
कहाँ पे कहाँ पे
like
intentional थी मैं?
if we see a certain class of people who are at the top,
Hmm.
all the people say कि the top is always lonely.
Hmm.
So that is an intentional theme या फिर वो सच में होता है as we like compare the cities and everything. So what do you feel? What happens?
I think hota hai because yeah, like the more sometimes the more you have, the more you want to protect. And then when you're so busy protecting things around you, then you end up getting lonely because you don't have space for other people to come in. so I think like then even if you're like, I almost like I think of things very visibly, but it's almost like if I am standing here and I have to protect my wealth and my fame and my name and my prestige and my reputation, then all of these things have come around. Then even my father or my mother or my friends will not know how to come close to me. They will be there, right? And then I'm talking to them over my prestige, over my wealth, over my fame. Whereas like, when I have nothing to lose, when I'm like just like here, then कोई मेरी गोदी में आके बैठ जाए, like it's fine, like it's like you get it, right? So I think
True.
that when you visibly see the higher towers we grow around us, the lonelier we get, and the more you're like willing to be like whatever, then yeah,
That becomes a guard,
yeah,
that becomes a
yeah,
barrier as well.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So let's come to women in your stories. So, women's civilizational memories. So, in your stories, your women's are not loud, but they hold everything together.
Yeah.
So, how you shape the women in your story? Like, अगर इंडियन हिस्ट्री के पर्सपेक्टिव से अगर वुमेन के पर्सपेक्टिव से इंडियन हिस्ट्री लिखी जाती
Hmm.
तो उसमें क्या चेंजेस होते हैं अकॉर्डिंग टू यू?
Yeah. So I think that so most of my work till now has been 26 Kamla Nehru Ridge. Then I wrote like some poetry, which was like my first experimental work. And now I'm currently getting ready to publish May I Bombay. See, I think women's voices have to be told well and have to be told in an educated, empathetic way,
Yes.
rather than like then somebody like then putting somebody else's voice on them, or like not articulating their voice well. So I think that women's stories, when told by women for women with women, they're told well, and that's what I've tried to do in 26 Kamla Nehru Ridge. Like I spoke to Muslim nurses in our organization where I work with. I read like letters of like Muslim women during partition to really get like the crux of that voice and that rhythm. And I think that's what women's history, women's memory should do. Tell true stories of their body, their life, their power struggle with one another, their power struggle with men. Uh, yeah,
Like, it's even in 2026, I feel like that the equality way of like people have to fight for the equality of men and women still.
yeah, yeah,
That should not happen because it's never a competition to be on the pedestal. Like they both are equal, but people still, men preferably in that case, are like, yes, हम power में हैं और तुम नीचे रहो type. So that is very very bad thought of the society, I feel, because if we see history as well, so there are many unsung women as well
yeah.
जो
Me,
कभी आ ही नहीं पाए.
yeah,
A lot. Like if we consider the ratio of men and women in that, so men के फिर भी आपको कुछ discussions मिल जाएंगे, but females are always kind of
yeah,
suppressed with the voices of women are suppressed in history as well.
yeah,
So there is a need to present women as they are and
yeah,
with the mission of a women perspective, so
yeah.
that the the perspective of the society also changes towards women.
So Rakesh, see, like I said, as women, like we've come a long way over the last 100 years. Hum kitna like if you just look at your grandmother, great grandmother stories from then to today, they've changed a lot. But a woman's role was to protect and hold close her home, her family, her husband, her children, her kitchen. All of these things, like women were intrinsically doing that. So if anything like tried to break this bind, they would like protect it and hide it and preserve it, right? So a lot of women's stories haven't been told simply because this safeguarding nature of women has just held everything together. Um, yeah, and I'm so happy. Like today, women are breaking free, telling their stories, wearing what they want to wear, leaving men who don't need their values or align with things. Like I love that.
Which is very important to stand actually.
Yeah,
अगर अगर आप इस लीग से अलग नहीं जाओगे तो वो चलता रह जाएगा. You cannot break it. So it's very essential to do
yeah,
to
totally,
take your stand for that so
totally,
that you can go forward.
totally.
Okay, so if we talk about the identity and unprocessed past, in your work, we see a fracture in Indian independence.
Yeah.
So व्हाट डू यू फील दैट इंडिया ने अपना पास्ट इमोशनली प्रोसेस नहीं किया, या फिर अगर वो प्रोसेस हो जाता तो आइडेंटिटी इतनी लाउड होती या प्रोमिनेंट होती? व्हाट डू यू फील?
What a good question. I think most countries, most developing countries, underdeveloped, developed countries, I think we haven't processed our past, right? Like your body carries trauma, it carries stories. India, like we just carried so much like trauma from centuries and centuries. Every family, every little like nook and corner has carried so many centuries. Women, men, children have carried stories, generations, ancestral trauma. And I think we're in the I think like sometimes processing of our history happens as we live our everyday actions as we move forward every day is just processing of our national cultural traditional ancestral history. So I think most countries are doing that. And yeah, I think that's the way to go, because there's trauma that you might carry or that I might carry that I don't even know. I'll have to just
Exactly.
like walk
Yes.
forward on it to be able to know where I'm hiccuping and what is causing that hiccup, and then
True.
walk past it and then understand, have I overcome, healed that part of the trauma that I had.
Yes, yes. Even I feel like impacts इतने ज़्यादा हैं सोसाइटी के भी, and the urge to just be more free and free so that people don't even realize कि actually हो क्या रहा
Yeah.
है क्या उनके अंदर. They don't know the traumas, they don't know if I talk about the mere history as well, people don't know about the history as well, where
Yeah.
they. So if you want to go somewhere, you have to know that where you come from. Like
Yeah.
आप कहीं से कहाँ से निकले हो तब तो आप डिस्टेंस मेजर कर पाओगे.
Yeah.
सो दैट इज आई फील कि हसल में इतना ऐसे आगे बढ़ चुके हैं कि वी डोंट इवन थिंक अबाउट इट कि
Correct. Correct. Just
हमारे अंदर
barging
क्या चल रहा
forward without thought. Yeah.
है. Yes, without thought, and the direction is also clueless. I like many. The next topic is that only. I feel like कि clarity इतनी missing है.
Hmm.
एक मतलब majority of individuals में. I have talked to youngsters as well जो अभी यूनिवर्सिटीज में है. आई आस्क्ड अबाउट के व्हाट डू यू वांट टू बी, लाइक what's happening actually, like whatever you're pursuing is by your will, या फिर आप इसे pursue करना चाह रहे हो या आपने ऐसे ही कर लिया. So most of the people were like that only कि हाँ भैया ने बताया था और
Hmm.
मुझे अच्छा लगा तो मैंने कर लिया. So I asked those people कि आखिर एंड कहाँ पे करना है आपको, what do you want to be professionally, personally. So then they don't even know the answer that what they want to be actually.
Yeah.
So that is the lack of clarity I feel, जिससे वो ऐसे साइकोलॉजिकल गैप्स उनके खुद के बीच में ही रह जाते हैं.
Yeah. Yeah.
सो
So
दैट्स
that,
व्हाट
but I feel like that is okay. Like, itna like, because I work with so many young people, I think it's okay. Like, a lot of like 20, 21 year olds don't know what they want to do. But like, the more we keep doing something, the more we know, is this where I want to be
यस
or not? And sometimes you need that self awareness within you कि मेरा दिमाग इसमें fully
लग रहा है. यस
लग रहा है, right? Like, or I should go towards something else. And that's also actually like a indicator of our families, our cultures, history, ancestry that kind of drives us from मैं इस trade में better हूँ कि उसमें better हूँ, मैं कहाँ better हूँ, right?
दैट
So
कम्स विद एक्सप्लोरिंग. यस,
that comes with
ज्यादा आप
exploring.
एक्सप्लोर करोगे यू विल
बिल्कुल.
गेट द ऑप्शंस. यस यस ट्रू.
बिल्कुल. बिल्कुल.
सो दैट्स व्हाट आई अबाउट टू आस्क दैट आज के स्टूडेंट्स के पास
Hmm.
इंफॉर्मेशन बहुत ज्यादा है, लाइक एंड एक्सेसिबल भी है एक्चुअली.
Yeah.
लेकिन इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द एक्सप्रेशन,
Hmm.
expression is very less as compared to information.
Hmm.
So that is the reason why anxiety ज़्यादा होती है. And क्या writing एक therapy बन सकती है as a medium, as a national tool of like curing anxiety?
I think writing helps you get clearer with your thoughts. The more you write, the better you start to. You're writing about a topic, you're writing about a situation, you're writing about something, it makes you clearer about your own thinking. So I think it's a way of building self awareness and clarity for yourself, which can help in many ways, and which is why, like, sometimes it can be therapeutic to write.
Very nice. So if we conclude like journaling is a very good way to just get out of your thoughts and
Yeah.
grow more in your field. Yes. Even I discovered this a few years back and it actually helps.
Yeah.
So even I will say that yes, journaling is a very good way of
Yeah.
just kind of a therapy only, so that you can sit with your thoughts and
Yeah.
just segregate whatever's happening.
Yeah. and
Okay, so
and being like really like being very honest with yourself while you're journaling, because like the person that we lie to the most is
uh,
ourselves. So
yes,
I think like just being really like honest about your own situation, your own self while journaling is really important.
very true, very true.
Yeah.
अब वो नहीं होगा तो आपको खुद को ही पता नहीं चलेगा आप फील क्या कर रहे हो, तो डेफिनेटली इट्स नॉट गोना हेल्प यू. यस.
Yeah.
Yes. So every time I record a podcast, I go with an abstract question.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask that आप इतना काम कर रही हो चिल्ड्रन मेमोरी इंडिया के साथ,
Hmm.
तो अगर इंडिया एक 12 साल का स्टूडेंट होता आपकी क्लासरूम में,
Hmm.
तो आप उसे सबसे पहले क्या सिखाती और सबसे पहले क्या अनलर्न कराती?
It's such a
टू
good.
क्वेश्चंस टुगेदर. यस.
आई थिंक अनलर्न कराती कि हमारे अंदर बहुत रिप्रेशन लड़कों में, लड़कियों में, इंडिया में हम जब से, क्योंकि हम कॉलोनाइज थे बहुत टाइम, बहुत बहुत सेंचुरी के लिए हम कॉलोनाइज थे, तो हम डीपली रिप्रेस्ड हो गए थे एज अ कल्चर फ्रॉम बीइंग व्हाट वी वर इन 1500s 1400s. वी slowly have lived many centuries of repression. So I think सबसे पहले मैं सिखाती like educational, academic, intellectual, emotional, sexual, unlike like move, get out of that repression fully, like come out into your full power. So सबसे पहले मैं उस बच्चे को, like 12 साल के बच्चे को, अब तुम 13 साल के होने वाले हो, ये सिखाती. And then to explore whatever it could be, academic pursuits, sexually, who are you, what do you want to do, in terms of your interests, hobbies, what do you want to do, like go full throttle into that, because that's the difference between a capitalistic country and a country like us in America. Like a 4-year-old who's interested in robotics will be like, his family will put everything, there'll be institutes set up for him to learn robotics and this and that. Whereas India, हमें पता ही नहीं है कि क्या है, क्या हमें अच्छा लगता है, क्या नहीं लगता. So
एग्जैक्टली.
so find your way out of repression and then explore and pursue anything that you want to do fully or become fully.
Yes. Based on interest, you just, so the process of that would be journal your thoughts, find your interests, and move towards that.
Yeah.
So
And I think
that
like as men, sometimes there's shame कि मेरे को मतलब like I want to like be an actor, or I want to be a writer, or I want to like like I want to be a musician. Like अभी तक इंडिया में थोड़ा सा ये like बहुत बहुत कम सोसाइटी है where it's like pride कि मैं सब
true.
कुछ पढ़ाया और मेरे को डांसर बनना है, right? ये बहुत कम कम लड़कों को फ्रीडम है
True.
अभी
Yes.
तक, right? Like
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Like you go join a bank, go join like this thing.
Exactly.
And for girls,
Seeking
like
stability.
till now, women aren't supposed to be intelligent. हमारे को अभी तक like शादी करो, घर बनाओ, इतनी limited intelligence होनी चाहिए, इससे ज्यादा नहीं, चालाक मत बनो, right? So like we just have to like get out of some of these barricades that have been put on us because of centuries of colonialism, centuries of dictatorship. uh, yeah.
We lost our expression because of that. I feel
Simple.
that's the same thing that हमें खुद ही नहीं पता है कि हमें डायरेक्शन कौन सा लेना है and what we are thinking. So if we don't even know ourselves, तो हम कैसे ही प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं, किसी चीज को आर्टिकुलेट ही नहीं कर पाएंगे. Yes.
बिल्कुल.
Okay, so rapid fire round for you.
I'm so bad. I'm a very slow thinker, so I'm bad at this. But chalo, bata.
It's good. You're a deep thinker. That's why you're a slow thinker.
That's good. Yeah.
And okay, so let's go with this. एक इंडियन टेक्स्ट जो सिलेबस में होना चाहिए.
Uh, there was a book that I read called Great Expectations when we were in by Charles Dickens when we were in high school. It's a really like really bold, good text. I think all schools should have it at their books.
Okay. वन स्मेल जो आपकी मेमोरी एक्टिवेट करती है.
Tuberose, Mogra. It's just,
Okay, nice. Okay, writing is power, prayer, protest.
I think Protestant prayer.
Okay. एक शहर जो आपकी नेक्स्ट बुक बन सकती है. We know about the Bombay. and the different one.
I think Jaipur, because I'm from Jaipur, like my
Okay.
next could be best set in Jaipur.
Best expressions,
Mm.
Jaipur, yes. Very nice. I have been to मैं पहली बार ही गया अभी
Oh,
last month, and so beautiful it is. So beautiful.
I've just come back from Jaipur yesterday, so
Oh, nice.
yeah.
And the people, honestly, if I say the people from Rajasthan,
Mm.
preferably, are so sweet and welcoming. Uh, like if I talk about my first experience being in Rajasthan, it was so good. We were for that film festival only. And so good experience it was. Everyone was like, आप ये ट्राई कर लो, आप ये खा लो, आपको कौन सा मार्केट जाना है, like upfrontly they are asking me कि आप नए हो, मैं आपको बता देता हूँ, आ जाओ, I'll help you with that everything.
Yeah.
And even the Airbnbs were like that कि ठीक है, we are giving you complimentary dinners and everything, so it was very nice, very welcoming people,
Thank
people of Rajasthan,
you
like.
for the compliment. I take it on behalf of Rajasthan.
It's very nice. So here we can end this rapid fire
Awesome.
and
Thank you. Hmm.
Mhm. So yeah, this was about you. Also, I would like to know more about your book, May I Bombay. What's the base of it and how you went through that process of writing it and why you chose that particular period of time to write May I Bombay? What is the reason behind that and what and when it will be releasing as well? Yes.
Your friends and publishing gods. But so I moved to Bombay, I think 2019, 2018 and 2019. And then COVID ho gaya tha. So basically like now I've lived in a city enough to like be able to study it, but also like I've experienced it enough, I felt it enough, I've understood it enough. So to be able to write it really like it was almost like मेरे को Bombay की पढ़ाई करनी थी, but also like sometimes writing a story helps you process your own self and how somebody who somebody would live through this store city. So I think
Mhm.
like writing about Bombay was my own way of understanding the city, its politics, its culture, film, Shiv Sena, this, that. And I chose 1980 to 1993 because I wanted to study about Bombay. अब किसी चीज की पढ़ाई करते तो एग्जाम देना जरूरी होता है. So it was almost like I studied that time in Bombay, and then like taking it up to the riots and the bomb blast was a good way to understand what all happened in Bombay for this to happen. And it was also a way to understand like somebody who's like clueless in Bombay, lives in a small part of the city. What could her journey be as she goes to college, as she makes friends who are different from the ones in her Vadala East little home where she lives with her mother. So it was just like exploring the city through the eyes of a simpleton girl of Bombay, with the backdrop of the changing politics, with the backdrop of Congress to BJP to Shiv Sena to Hinduism, with the backdrop of the mills shutting down, joblessness, Bollywood changing, black and white se color se gaya. So it's just like the story of a girl through all these changes, and it ends in the blasts and the riots.
Nice. Did you also cover underworld in that?
A little bit, very little, but बहुत मतलब Bombay people love writing. All the men have like taken up all underworld की stories. So I was just like, you guys write about underworld. This is more like actually about like a daily life in the city
True.
of a young girl in the 1980s.
Very nice. Perfect. Actually waiting for that
Yeah,
so that then I can create a history of
yeah,
Mumbai through
yeah,
after reading
yeah,
that book.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yes, this was about Devangana's journey and brain bristle and her book as well, May I Bombay. So we had a very good conversation and details as well and how people who are autistic learn, work, and grow. So a great personality here, a global explorer, I can say.
Yeah.
Yes, and a knower as well, and having knowledge of all like I can't even calculate how many things are there, so that kind of uncountable actually. So yeah, it was a great pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
So yeah, wishing you all the best for the book as well,
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
and thank you so much for being on India Unveiled.
Thank you so much. This was so good. You are the best. You're just like such a good podcast host. You're so like you're so brilliant. It was really good chatting with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me. Thank you so much, Sivan. Yeah.
Thank
See
you.
ya.